Oh, hello there again, superstars. His name is Aaron, and he's going to say Mamma Mia 3 times in this episode.
His name's Tommy. Wait, Tony? Tammy? No, it's Tommy. Yeah, it's Tommy.
It's Tommy. And this is the Super Pod Saga. You messed me up with that one. This is part of the show. Don't edit this out. You really messed me up. You got me. You got me good this time.
Good. I came up with that. I have all my best ideas when I'm sleep deprived and or falling asleep. So that was one of them.
Speaking of best ideas, you're listening to the Super Pod Saga, listeners. Welcome to the show. This is the podcast where Aaron and I, every week, one of us brings a video game related topic and we discuss it, and we just keep discussing it. There's no pauses in the action on this show because we just keep on talking.
That's right. It's just like the original Die Hard, except there's no vents to crawl through. It's just constant gunfire.
Super Pod Saga is the Die Hard of podcasts. I've been saying it for years, and we haven't even been doing this for years.
That's going to be our new slogan. That's going to be our new banner.
Die Hard of podcasts. Where can people find us on? Where can they see that banner and other social media related things?
You listener, you can head right on over to superpodsaga.com. You can find all of our previous episodes, our social medias, like our, Twitter if you want to give us a follow, but you don't have to. You can join our Discord server if you want to, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
If you use... What?
I was just going to say, yeah, I'm just happy that you're here listening to us right now. That makes me feel happy.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, if you want to be cool, yeah, we have a donations tab where you can sign up for our Patreon or leave us like a little bit of money on PayPal or something, but you don't have to. Just listen to our episodes because that's cool.
And I'm gonna give a call out to the listeners because I just thought of this now. We always joke about finding the website on various ridiculous things. Do it. Go to the website on a ridiculous thing and send us a picture of it. I wanna see you on superpodsaga.com on your 3DS.
That'd be so cool. Or yeah, I think on the last episode we talked about like using one of those like dark web browsers, like Acorn or whatever they're called. Like send us one like that, or like
find Super Pod Saga on the dark web.
That'd be so cool. Yeah, send us that.
And so yeah, we got a video game topic we're going to talk about today. What are we talking about today, Mr. Aaron?
Yeah, we're talking about our favorite video game cover art because they say don't judge a book by its cover, but I'm the biggest offender of that. Like if a cover, whether it's on like a physical game or if it's on like a digital eShop, if your cover looks like trash, I'm just gonna pass.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, I think that's totally fair. Judging a book by its cover is like different for books than video games because, I mean, it's definitely different now, but at least back in the day, that was all we had to go on basically, unless you could read about in a magazine, was what you saw on that cover in Walmart.
Or you were watching on like X-Play or something. They're like,
and they don't even really show the cover for more than a few seconds, if anything.
They show the game and they're like, ha ha ha, 3 out of 5, bitch. And then you go and buy it because it's like, well, it was on TV, so it's got to be good.
It says it's a 3, and that's like a 5 to me.
Exactly. Yes.
And now it's different because, like you said, it's basically all digital. I mean, I've said it before. I've had my Xbox for like 2+ years now, and I have one physical game. So now it's thumbnails. They got to have those good thumbnails, which is gross.
I know. I'm glad ours are getting better. Thank you, listeners, for choosing Superpod Saga. Your quality leisure time, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, when people think of Die Hard, they think of thumbnails.
That's right, exactly.
So what jumps out to you when it comes to video game covers? What do you? I don't want to say what do you look for, unless you are looking for like that's the one.
I don't know. I think really like colorful and a lot of the games that I enjoy that have great like say you're on the Switch or your Xbox and you're looking at those little thumbnails. I like ones that have like a lot going on. It's colorful or it's just creative or like there's a lot of shit to look at. If it's just like, I guess the game's logo and then it's white on the background.
Oh my gosh,
that's
There's
Like,
a
don't do
couple
that
of
to me.
those on Game Pass. Game Pass has the covers of games, but then there's one or two where it's just a logo. It doesn't say the name of it. It doesn't
Mhm.
say anything. And I'm like, ooh, you really messed up there because I'm not even going to bother looking at it.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Make something cool. There's all sorts of ways. I'll do it for you. Hire me. Sponsor our podcast, and I'll do it for you.
Yes, pay us
Maybe.
money. We'll do basically anything if you pay us money.
Exactly. I'll eat 14 corn dogs in a row for $50.
And he does that. He only does 13 on his own. It's the money that gets him
Right.
to 14.
That's right.
As I'm sure you'll see when we get to my list, I definitely like creativity when it comes to cover art because there's a lot of covers that like you could call generic, where it's like the man with the gun in the middle and all the things, the bad people in the background behind him. I like creativity, and so I'm excited to highlight some creative covers.
Yeah, so that's exactly why I picked my first one because it's just so cool, so hard to
My
not love.
fingers are ready to Google.
Okay, it's Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn
Whoa, extra
Or-
epic.
or Epic Yarn. I forget what the Wii original cover looked like, but
Oh yeah.
it's
Describe
basically
it.
the same
Describe
thing.
it.
Basically,
In
it's just, of course, in
huge
the game,
detail.
yeah. So Kirby's made out of yarn in this game. It's basically just like a circle, like a pink circle of yarn, and then his shoes are little red circles. And the cover there's just like different patches and like zippers and shit sewn onto there. And instead of like coins or diamonds or whatever, there's like little sequins and like little, I guess like rhinestones, shit that you would see on like materials like shirts and pants and shit like that. And yeah, the game is just the game or shit. The visuals in the game match basically what you're seeing on that cover, which is cool because everything's just crafted and it just
Mhm.
looks great, and I love it.
Yeah, I feel like there was a period of time where Nintendo had someone in the company who figured out how to make everything look like fabric or cardboard or materials. And so there, for a while, there was just like Yoshi's Woolly World, Kirby's Epic Yarn, more Paper Mario. Everything was just fabric and materials. And it does look good. It looks great. And I love that they were able to capture that on the cover. It's even got a zipper on the top, zipping back so you can see stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's awesome. And of course, they've got like a little Waddle Dee on like the left side. They've got the print. I forget what the prince's name is, but everybody just looks cool. Yeah, I think it's got like the little canvas background. There's little patches and shit. God damn it, it's just so cool. Just love
That's a
it.
good one. That's a good one. On the total opposite end of the spectrum, I've got one on my list, maybe more, but for sure this one is like the iconic video game cover that is like super influential, and it's the Doom, the cover of Doom.
Oh, like the original Doom?
The original Doom. Let me describe it for you listeners because this is an audio podcast. it's a man, and he's standing on a mountain, a red mountain in the depths of hell. His clothes are ripped. He's got his abs sticking through. You can see his thigh, and it's got scratches on it. And there's demons. One demon is shooting a lightning ball at him. One is grabbing his arm. The others are all reaching up, and he's shooting them. He's shooting them with his gun. And in the background is a guy running. He's holding his gun too, and he's like outstretching his arm. We don't know what he's saying, but he probably should be shooting. That would be helping his friend more. And then on the top is Doom in like metallic technology looking font. It's badass.
That was a badass description.
I'm gonna go overboard with every description. I already decided.
He's got a scratch on his leg. He's got a boo boo on his leg.
He's
and
got
on his
boo boos.
ass.
He's got lightning coming at him. I just noticed for the first time all the demons have different faces too. They're like different people. But
What?
all the demons, they have like different faces.
I mean, let me get it pulled up again. I see like 3 on the right side that have like the exact same face, kind
Well,
of.
maybe I clicked on a different one, which is possible.
Or maybe my eyes just suck.
That's the thing with covers too. Is like for games, especially like Doom, there's so many alternate covers. There's like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, and Doom.
Mhm.
Doom, I feel like, has influenced a lot of covers. Like when a game wants to be funny, they'll do a Doom cover. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I know they exist. Or they'll even make like a poster for it, where it looks like it's the guy standing on top of the mountain with things coming at him.
Yeah, because they have a lot of memes. Like it'll be Isabelle from Animal Crossing,
Yes.
but she's with the Doom guy, and that's the coolest shit. Well, speaking of cool shit, my next one is Castlevania. the original
Castlevania.
Castlevania. That cover art is just too cool. It's got like the gray background, and then of course like it's got Simon Belmont, the main character, and he's got his whip, and he's about to lash that bitch, and then they see like the cliff that Dracula's castle's on. You see Dracula's castle, and in the background, Dracula's got his teeth going. He's like, like I'm gonna get you, Simon, or whatever he says. I don't fucking know, but
I'm gonna get you, Simon.
That's the slogan for Castlevania. I'm gonna get you, Simon. If it's the last thing I do.
This is a good cover though. I like the colors.
Yeah, I like the silver on.
Yep.
Or I guess gray, whatever the fuck, on each side. It's I used to have a hoodie that had that cover on the front because it was awesome. I've never beaten the original Castlevania because I'm a big fucking baby, but the cover's cool. I like the aesthetic of it, and I lost that hoodie, unfortunately. I'll never find it ever again.
That's unfortunate.
Yep, man.
I had the realization earlier this week that Castlevania is a play on Transylvania. I never made that connection in my head, and I felt so dumb.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
It's very
not that I'm calling you dumb. Like
you can.
Yeah, it is a play on that. I'm not doing that.
You're a genius. You're a brilliant man.
Yes. Don't ever doubt yourself.
Oh boy, I already regret saying that I'm going to describe the covers because my next one, it's 2 games, and you'll see why once I describe it. It is the covers. I'm sorry.
I don't even know what it is, but it's so hilarious.
It's the covers for MLB 10 the show and MLB 11 the show.
Huh.
I'm going to describe them first, and then I'll get into it. MLB 10 the show, it's got a blue background, and it's got Joe Mauer, Minnesota native, swinging his bat in the front, and then in the background blue, it's got him diving to tag a person. And it says Joe Mauer, 2009 American League MVP, right in the middle, because that's what people want on their baseball covers. And then we go to MLB 11 the show. The background is a baseball, and in the front is Minnesota native Joe Mauer swinging the baseball bat. That's kind of it on that one. I picked these because Minnesota never gets any attention when it comes to the video game sports world. The last Minnesota player to be on a Madden cover was 2001, I think. Even
Christ.
like, I mean, it's kind of because it wasn't 2001. It was 2002. My apologies.
Oops.
Madden 2002 had Dante Culpepper on it. Minnesota never gets recognized for their sports goodness when they are rarely good at sports. And the only person to be on 2 covers of MLB The Show is Mr. Joe Mauer himself. It was crazy that he got to be on the cover back-to-back years. And it makes me happy, and it makes me feel special that they got some recognition at least one time a decade ago.
That's cool. I like that the background on MLB 11 the show is baseball. That's kind of cool because it's baseball game.
They've definitely had some good ones. I think this year's. Let me look it up before I say anything. Yeah, you should look up this year's MLB 23 the show. Or is it 23? Yeah, it's got Jazz Chisholm on the cover.
What a fucking name!
Yeah,
that's a cool cover. I like that.
Yeah,
like
they're going with color and stuff.
That's cool. That guy seems cool. I'd be friends with him.
he's a pretty cool guy. Jazz.
Also, I like that. So on MLB 11, the show, like they really packed a lot of shit on. Like it's PlayStation Move compatible and 3D compatible. Like, holy, could you imagine PlayStation Move and baseball in 3D? That'd be fucking nuts.
I didn't do the 3D. I had the Move controller, and it did not work because it uses the PlayStation camera at the front of your TV. But when you hold the Move controller, you're holding it behind your head, so it can't actually see where the sensor is. So you'd have to do a really weird swing if you wanted to actually do that.
And my one comment for the MLB 10 the show is Mr. Joe Mauer himself in the background. Mm-hmm. He's doing that like Spider-Man crawl on the ground. It looks pretty cool. What's my favorite dude's name? Kurt Schilling. Do they have him on the cover of any baseball games?
I don't think so. Albert Pujols was.
Oh,
He
that's
was
not
on
why he's my
MVP
favorite.
Baseball, 2004, I believe. Let's see about Kurt Schilling baseball game.
2005, you said?
Kurt. Yeah, or 2004. No, 2005 was Manny Ramirez. 2004, I think, was Pujols.
There's my boy right there.
Kurt Schilling was never on a video game cover.
Good.
Yeah, for sure.
Holy
They
shit.
could have had like an iconic one of his bloody sock. The cover would just be his bloody sock.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. How much did he try to sell? Or did he sell
Yeah,
it?
he did sell it for thousands of dollars. I don't remember the exact amount.
Damn, dude.
Baseball fans are weird.
Really. Speaking of weird, this one's actually cool, but it's the cover for Secret of Mana for the SNES.
Googling.
And I'll describe it for our listeners because yeah, audio only wasn't the best choice for discussion on video game cover art, but yeah, it's just the three characters, three main characters. I forget what their names even are, but yeah, there's just the main dude, the short fairy lady, and then the other lady, and yeah, they're just staring at the tree of mana. There's lots of luscious greenery and vegetation, one might say, and then there's these two, I guess like deep pink or like light red birds flying through this underneath the Secret of Mana logo, and I think it's neat. I have a Nintendo Power poster of it in my game room because it's so cool, and yeah, it's just a great game.
The only negative I'll say is the Secret of Mana words kind of blend in with the green, but yeah, I love this cover. I think it's really great. If I had ever saw this in the store, I'd be like, I might purchase this. I don't know what it is, but I might try it.
Damn. Yeah, is that what color do you think those birds are? It's deep pink, right?
Yeah,
like
it's definitely a pink. It's
Okay.
almost like a salmon pink.
You heard it here, folks. They're deep, like salmon pink almost.
Deep salmon pink birds.
I don't have a good like cool description for it, but yeah, they're admiring the tree of mana.
Oh, is that what that is?
Continue.
That tree right there?
I'm pretty sure.
Huh. Looks like a normal tree to me, but I've never played the game.
Damn. Well, moving on then.
It has my favorite cover style is small person big cover, where you get to see around the main character instead of just focusing on them.
Mm.
Similar to my next pick.
Oh,
Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh, yes. I don't even need to bring this one up, but I'm gonna.
It's in the middle, it's got the big word Shadow of the Colossus, and literally like barely even fitting into the cover, like I'm pretty sure he doesn't, is a giant monster with huge hands and a club. The club is like off the cover. He's got weird eyes. It's like a giant troll looking thing. There's birds flying around and they're super tiny. And then down at the bottom, if you look, is the little man looking up at him on his horse with his sword and just being like, oh shit. It's just so good. That sells the game like nothing else. Just seeing like this is what this game is tiny man, giant monsters. And especially in that PlayStation 2 era, that's enough to sell a game. That's a great concept. And it's a great game. I love Shadow of the Colossus. We need to talk about it more.
We should, because that was a really, really cool. I didn't get very far in it.
I beat it.
I remember. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, you did. And the by the way, the remake cover art is also really cool.
Yeah.
It's like reminiscent of the original, but like, you know, it's got the Titan with his back turned, but you still get that sense of scale. Like that dude is just fucking puny compared to that big fella. And man, what I think the one I got stuck on was one of the ones that flies, because I don't know.
Those, man, just being on one of those birds and walking across it to try and get to its wings and stuff.
Yeah.
Even the one on the PlayStation 4 cover, he's holding like, I'm not even sure if it's a part of his arm or if he's holding it, but it's like a long piece of stone, and he swings it down on you, and you have to jump on and climb it up to his arm to start climbing up him. It's such a cool game. I can't believe there hasn't been anything like it.
I know. Oh, Dragon's Dogma is kind of almost like it, except like, you know, the monsters aren't nearly as big, and you don't have to like attack weak spots or whatever. You just climb on, you just grab onto it and like hug it and fucking stab it and kill it.
Yeah, that's the kind of, and it's got all, you know, all the RPG adventuring in between.
Yeah.
Shadow of the Colossus was just nothing but boss fights, which was super cool. It got right to the meat.
Yeah, and that dark ass story.
Super dark. Everything's dark and dusty.
Yep, no spoilers here, folks. Speaking of spoilers,
Yeah.
the cover for Metal Slug for Neo Geo.
Metal Slug.
Metal Slug 3, sorry. Metal Slug 3 is what I
Metal
meant to
Slug
say.
3.
And there's no spoiler. I'm just goofing. But yeah, the cover for Metal Slug 3 perfectly conveys the game for you because it's the only game where you'll fight Nazis and aliens
Oh, dang.
and zombies and crab monsters. Like it perfectly conveys all the crazy goofy garbage that you'll fight in that game, and it's just they have like restored artwork in on the wiki, fucking Metal Slug 3 wiki fan page. I don't know what the fuck, but yeah, it's just really really cool. I love it. Metal Slug 3 is great.
Aliens and Nazis. Yeah, that's Metal Slug is a game that would be tough to get everything you need to on the cover. So props to them for being able to do that.
Such a fucking wild game.
Oh man, you want to talk about wild games with wild covers? As I Google this so that I can describe it properly. Correct me if I pronounce it wrong too. Katamari Damacy.
I think
Katamari Damacy.
Yeah, I think it's Damacy.
I'm looking at the original Japanese cover for PS2, and so it's got Mount Fuji in the background. There's a rainbow coming out of Mount Fuji, going over everything. There's a city with tall buildings, and then like in the city is this giant ball of. There's a baseball stadium, there's a whale, there's a cruise ship, an octopus, Ferris wheel, roads, satellites. It's a big ball of everything, and it's like way bigger than the city. And then in the foreground, there's some grassy hills with 2 cows that are grazing on the grass. I love it.
Perfect.
I love it. I remember it was I think it was the demo.
Nice.
The demo on Xbox, and I just played that intro video for my wife, and she was very confused, and it was the exact reaction that I wanted, the exact reaction you should have for this game.
Oh yeah, and it have the goofy song where it's like la la
Yeah.
la 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 la,
Yeah.
or whatever. I forget how it goes.
Oh yeah. I wish I actually liked playing the game more.
I need to do our listeners here some justice and try to describe the Metal Slug 3 cover because I did a pretty piss poor job of that, but well, we'll rewind it a little bit. This will be another Malcolm in the Middle like freeze frame thing.
Freeze frame.
It'll be like, hey guys, let's go talk about Metal Slug 3 again because Aaron fucked up. Well, yeah, so for Metal Slug 3, there's your 4 main characters. There's a dude, there's a lady, and then another dude, and the dude's coming out of a little tube. That's cool. And then in the background, there's an alien on like 4 legs with 1 eye. There's a submarine, I think, with like, I hope it's not a swastika. I'm pretty sure it's just an X. And then there's a monster on the right with long teeth and a mane. And then there's rockets and explosions and fighter jets and eyeballs and lightning and explosions. And that's Metal Slug 3.
There's an elephant.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, it's hidden way back in there.
I don't know why there's an elephant. There's just a normal elephant.
We'll freeze frame and be like, hey guys, let's jump back up ahead.
And yeah, Katamari Damacy. I don't know if that cover would have gotten me to buy the game, but I definitely see it and I'm like, what the heck is that?
Yeah, how many other games are there in the series?
There's
I know
a
there's
lot
like
now.
We Love Katamari or
There's let's Google it. Let's Google it and see.
Let's see.
Okay. It means clump spirit in Japanese. I did not know that.
Clump Spirit.
Clump Spirit.
Nice.
Their legacy. I just want to list.
What
of
a
the
wild
games.
concept for a game. Just like you play a guy who has to roll shit into a ball to make stars because somebody stole the stars.
Yeah. And he judges you. Let's see, 1, 2. I'm not going to decide which of these are mainline and which aren't. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11 that you can click on in Wikipedia on the timeline.
Holy fuck.
Touch My Katamari. Released in 2011.
Oh my! They had the original Katamari Damacy. Oh no, they had the re-roll of Katamari Damacy, but they had it on Stadia. Ooh.
Stadia. You can't play that one anymore.
I'm surprised Amazon Luna is still isn't that still cloud? Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
cloud gaming
yeah.
platform.
It's because they're not really like trying to make the most money off of it. They're just giving it as an alternative if people want it.
Radical.
Radical.
Speaking of radical. Oh, wait, do you want me to move on to my next one, or do you want to
Yeah,
keep looking?
yeah. Do it. Do it.
Okay, speaking of radical, the cover for Wario Land 4 is radical.
Wario Land 4. You
Yep.
want me to
It's
Google this?
you can if you want because it's cool. It's so so for you listeners, it's so the Wario Land 4, I guess icon or title or whatever. It's in these like ancient Aztec stone letters, and number 4 is purple, and then you see Wario and he's going through this like damp, wet jungle, and then there's one of those little key bird things. I forget what they're called. But you have to guide him through the level to unlock a door and shit. And then there's like an alligator with a snorkel on the bottom left corner. That's cool. And then there's a little tree dude on the left side. He's like waving. He's like, "Hello, hi Wario, what's up?" And then in the background there's this golden Aztec style temple in the background, and it's got this like swirl as if the sun is reflecting off of it, and it's cool.
All the leaves have little water droplets on it, which I think is a really weird addition to have.
I know, like it didn't need to be like that, but I mean, whatever.
If
Yo,
I
whatever.
if I saw this cover, I would be like, "Oh man, how did Wario get himself in this mess? He's not supposed to be in the jungle in Mexico."
Classic Wario. Wah wah.
Well, I'm guessing just looking at that pyramid, it's gold, so I'm sure he was like, "Oh, that must be worth a lot of money."
Yeah, like the whole game takes place it takes place inside the temple, and you're going from like there's different portals to different worlds inside of there, and yeah, the ultimate goal is to just get him lots of treasure because that's all Wario cares about is fucking treasure.
Yeah, yeah, that's he likes effing that treasure.
Yeah, he does.
Oh man. Speaking of games with lots of treasure, I got another dual pick, but it'll make sense. It's
That's fun.
Borderlands and Borderlands 2.
Oh shit.
This one really ticks the creativity box. The first one is what are these enemies called? Do they have a specific name, or is it just a man?
Yeah, they're just psychos.
Psychos. It's a psycho man. He's hunched over and he's holding a finger gun to his head, and coming out the other side of his head as if it's an explosion from the bullet is like gameplay, I guess you want to say it. It's like a raider driving a car, and there's a man with an axe. There's gunfire going everywhere, and that's such that's such a clever concept for a cover. The finger gun and explosion showing gameplay. And then in Borderlands 2, of course, they had to double it up, so it's the psycho with 2 finger guns under his chin. We got dual explosions coming out both sides with people in the background. I think the right side is the main characters and the left side is the bad guys. But I didn't play a bunch of Borderlands 1 or 2.
Yeah, the left side has Handsome Jack, and the right side is Zero and Salvador and all the other guys.
Weird. I can't believe they stole my nickname. They always call me Handsome Tommy.
Borderlands 3, their cover was different. Like,
yeah, definitely different.
It's just like the Dalai Lama looking psycho. He's holding up 3 on his fingers, and there's a grenade in the middle.
Yeah, definitely.
I guess it's probably a reference to something, but I don't understand it.
Probably a reference to something we don't understand. But yeah, definitely a different style. I mean, it would have been funny if they just gave the guy a third arm.
Have you seen the one to the pre-sequel?
Oh no,
it's like on the moon.
It's
that
on
one's
the moon.
cool because like, yeah, it's supposed to take place like before Borderlands 2.
Oh, he's upside down.
Yeah, because there's
And in
no
space.
gravity.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
wahoo!
perfect. That's perfect.
That's cool. Should we take an ad break?
Yeah, ad break and thank our patrons.
Okay, we'll be right back. Today's episode is brought to you by our patrons, A Novel Console. You know Chris. He was on our episode about our favorite remakes, remasters, and reboots, episode 37.
Woo.
Chris was cool. Their podcast is cool because they talked about food, books, video games, like everything you could ever want in a podcast. A Novel Console. Look him up on Spotify, whatever.
Yeah.
And then Jared, he's we're basically brothers. We're coming out with a new patron-only series here in a little bit. Jared was on episode 26, the games we want remastered. Him and Nave and I talked about games that we want remastered. And by the way, I didn't realize that Both of their episodes had to do with remasters, so that's cool.
Themes.
Yeah. Yep. Yes. Yes. Shout out to them. Thank you, patrons. You know who else sponsored this episode?
Who?
Rocks. Hey, Tommy, are you working on any landscaping projects and wish you had more rocks?
Yes.
Are you patching holes in your gravel driveway and wish you had more rocks?
It's a cement driveway, but I would fill it with rocks. I wouldn't mind.
You know what? Do you just wish you had more rocks?
Absolutely.
Allow me to introduce to you Rocks.
Go
Rocks is the world's first and only bulk rocks delivery service in the world. No matter where you are or what time it is, just load up the Rocks mobile app on your device, smartphone, whatever you got, place your order, and very soon one of our cool and courteous drivers will arrive. They'll unload your rocks and leave, no questions asked. But wait, there's more.
Oh.
Rocks will even pay you for any of your unwanted rocks. Just open the Rocks mobile app, give us your location, and we'll come to you and pay you cash on the spot for those rocks, baby. Still not sold? There's no pleasing you. What the hell? Let's joust some of our satisfied customers like Tommy.
I thought this was gonna be about Dwayne the Rock Johnson. I thought he was gonna come do the delivery, but he didn't. But I still got all my rocks, and then I didn't have to use them all, but they bought some of them back, so I actually made a profit. I'm not sure about their business plan, but I'm happy.
Perfect. If you still aren't sold, well, for a limited time, we're partnering with Stevie Bros Pet Rocks.
Yes.
And we're gonna produce the highest pedigree pet rocks imaginable. They'll be able to do all sorts of daredevil acts, such as flying through the air at a pretty decent velocity, sitting in your driveway, being flung out of a lawnmower and breaking through a window. Haha, Stevie Bros Pet Rocks.
Yeah, Stevie Bros has been an unmitigated success, and unfortunately there are too many pet rocks out there now, so they had to open up a rescue center. So please, if you find any of Stevie Bros Pet Rocks wandering in the wild, bring them to your local rescue center. They'll take care of those rocks and find them a new home.
You can even have one of those pet rocks delivered through Rocks. You don't have to go to that rescue the Stevie Bros Pet Rocks rescue center. You can go right to Rocks mobile app, have them deliver that, and then yeah, that's your pet rock, baby. That's it. Yep, that's Rocks. What more could you want?
And they're being sponsored. No, never mind. It's not good. Cut it.
And we're back.
We're back.
I didn't think about. Could you imagine like ordering a pile of rocks, taking like a couple rocks out of the pile, like, throwing them wherever, and then you call them back up. You're like, hey, I don't want these rocks anymore. You fucking sell them to them.
Yeah. Or there would absolutely be like people just scooping up gravel roads and bringing it to them, being like, "Can I sell you these rocks?"
They're picking up rocks out of those little garden areas you usually see at like strip malls and like parking lots and shit. They're just filling their pockets with like trash bags with rocks and calling it rocks.
Terrible business. Terrible.
They're making a profit. No, yeah, nah, whatever. Moving on. Moving on. I want to talk about for the second time in this series, Mania.
Yeah,
for the Game Boy. More people should play it, goddammit.
Oh, this is a good cover.
Fun. Yeah, it's I don't remember what his name is, but it's Mr. Mole Man. He's popping out of a hole in the ground. He's got his hand over his eyes, like he's looking for something. He's like, oh, and then to the left, there's some angry miner guy. He's got his hands and like his pickaxe up in the air as if to say, hey, bitch, this is my yard, something. And then to the right, you see a family of moles. There's an old man mole with a sweet shepherd's cane. There's a lady mole with a bonnet or some shit. And then there's two kid moles. And then there's another kid mole with a little heart.
Little baby
and then there's
mole.
the tag. Then there's a little tagline. You'll dig Mole Mania.
You'll dig Mole Mania. Do you get it, listeners?
Because moles dig.
Yes, exactly. They really thought this through. There's something behind the M, and I can't make out what it is.
Trying to zoom in, but I can't.
I can't zoom in either.
Maybe it's a bird, I guess.
I want to say it's a bird, but it's funny that they covered a bird.
Oh, no, it's the sun.
It's the sun?
Yeah, it's the sun.
Okay. I'll take.
Yeah, it's
I often mistake birds for the sun. That's my bad.
I there's a if you go to, like the Japanese cover for the game,
Oh,
they moved the logo of course in Japanese, and yeah, you can see the sun, and he looks real old and like stern.
stop. You're right. It is. That's the sun. Is that what Game Boy
Nuts.
covers look like?
I guess. And I think it says Super Game Boy. I don't know about that, but
Everything's cooler
cool.
in Japan.
It really is. Damn it.
My next pick is a game that I also feel like we haven't talked about enough on the show. It's the cover for Heavy Rain on the PlayStation 3.
Oh.
I'm not sure which one was when you Google it, it comes up with so many.
Yeah.
The one that I think I had was the one it's got four people in the background and they're all looking in different directions. One guy's looking down and he's holding a gun. He looks really sad. One guy's got 5 o'clock shadow and he's looking up to the right. And then there's a guy in a suit looking, and then there's a lady in a tank top who's looking in a different direction. They're all looking everywhere. It says Heavy Rain in the middle, and then everyone's wet because they're covered in rain. The cover looks like it's a window with rain running down it, and then at the bottom is an origami crane or bird or something, and it's got blood on it.
Oh man.
I like this cover because like the big thing with Heavy Rain is the overarching, like everything's a mystery. Like as you're playing through it, it just throws more and more mysteries at you, and you're like, what is going on? What does any of this mean? And I think this cover does a good job of, you look at it and you're like, what does any of this mean?
Yeah, it's what the hell? Was there just like a remake or something with a different
Yep.
cover? Because I see one that's
Yep.
just like it's an origami thing with blood on the bottom of it, and then there's like rain and something.
Yeah. I saw that one too, but I definitely don't remember mine looking like that. Maybe it was a reversible.
Hmm.
Yeah, good old Heavy Rain. I liked Heavy Rain.
Heavy Rain is cool.
Story holes be damned.
Speaking of damning holes, um, Sonic Adventure for the Dreamcast, because the Sonic Adventure cover art was just peak. I mean, it's just simple, you know. It's
Oh yeah.
Sonic
Oh yeah.
in the middle. You know, he's got one arm underneath a leg, I guess. He's got another arm that's like pointing at you as if to say, "Hey, gamer, play this game" or whatever. And then like in the background, there's like the sky and the ocean, and you can kind of make out like things that are in the game. Like you can see like um the forest. I forget what the fuck that was even called. I think it was like part of the Windy Ruins or some shit. And then yeah, there's just you can make out like little set pieces that are in the game, and that's like the most 1999 cover.
I have a
It just
theory.
screams 1999.
I have a theory. I think this is what it looks like when Sonic is doing his spinning, running through the world. When he's doing his super fast spin, he's just pointing at things.
Oh,
His shoes are deformed because he's running so fast. But to him, the world is just a blur of red and blue and pink blobs of scenery.
I bet the folks down at Foot Locker love Sonic. He's always buying new shoes because he's going through them so
Oh, I'm
quickly.
sure. Those aren't
As
very.
I'm s-
I think those are ugly shoes, though. If I got to be honest.
Oh, damn it, Tommy.
All our listeners who wear Sonic shoes are turning off the podcast right now.
Yeah, they're disconnecting from Spotify or whatever the hell they use. Apparently, a lot of people listen to us on Fountain, which is cool. That's cool.
They go to their local mall to listen to us at the fountain.
No, there's an app called Fountain.
Oh, I'm so silly. Oh,
Jesus
gosh,
Christ.
silly me.
But also, I guess we'll count this as a two-parter as well, because the cover art for Sonic Adventure 2 for the Dreamcast is also cool because it's Sonic and Shadow, the dual protagonists, and we've got like I guess you'd say the light side on like the top left, it's all blue. It's like the sky, and then on the bottom right, it's like it's red and it looks bad, and it's like the Earth with like a shockwave or some
It's
shit.
symbolism. Do you get it?
And Shadow looks mean. He's like, and Sonic is like, because he's the dude with an attitude.
Yeah. Speaking of attitude, I kind of mentioned it too early. I love reversible covers. When you open up your game case and you see that the cover is reversible.
Yeah.
More games need to do that. That's like the only reason I open up my cases anymore, aside from like getting the disc out. But I actually have hope that there's like a reversible cover in it. And some games have like the inside is its own design, which doesn't actually work as a reversible cover. But one that does is Breath of the Wild.
Ooh.
And if you're like me and you Google it, you're not going to get a single result that actually shows it, which is frustrating. But I've got it right here by my side. It's on the right side. It's Link climbing a mountain. It's just like a straight sheer cliff, and Link is climbing it, and then it's got like the Hyrule in the background with like a mountain and a bridge and the landscape and stuff. And I just think that's cool because when you think of Legend of Zelda, you think of like adventuring, swinging your sword, shooting your arrow, fighting monsters. And then Breath of the Wild, it's like, nah, we got this whole world for you to explore. We got things for you to climb. We've got places for you to see. And it's a different direction, and I love it.
So you said you tried to Google to find that reversed cover and you couldn't find it?
Not the cover itself. I see like all the main covers and then like alternate covers that people have made. But I think my Google's broken.
So I just Googled Breath of the Wild reversible cover, and like the first thing that comes up is this.
What I did. And my first... Sorry, tell me.
I was the first thing that came up was this photo from Twitter of the cover on the case, and it shows Link climbing up that cliff, and it shows like you can see the mountain and like the bridge going to Hyrule Castle, and you see Hyrule Castle and shit.
My first result is a fan-made Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, and it's got a cartoon Zelda on the front. Wow. So like I said, my Google must just be broken. Oh, I'm using Bing. I'm using Bing.
There you go, sport.
Damn it.
Damn you, Bing.
I'm not using Chrome anymore, so it defaults to Bing. I need to go to Google. Oh,
I'm such
a fool.
I really want to like Bing because like they're making it cool with the whole AI and like all the other stuff, but like the search results that you get are just so fucking stupid with Bing sometimes. I just don't get it.
It is. The first result when I Google it is exactly what I was thinking of. Of course.
Yes. Speaking of results, what about Breath of the Wild 4 on the PS1? Sorry, not Breath of the Wild, sorry, Breath of Fire 4. Breath of Fire 4 for the PS1. Yeah. It's got so it's got they kind of redid the font a little bit to like I guess modernize it, but I mean it's still on the PS1, but it's got the main character, Ryu or whatever. It's blue hair and he's got his sword and he's like holding in one hand, another hand he has like behind the sword. It looks cool. And then there's the main bad guy up front. He's this like awakened god who wants to destroy the world or whatever. I forget. He's just standing there. He's looking real angry. Big Angie, dude. He's just like, he's just standing there. And then the sky is like orange and blue, and I think that's like the coolest color combination. And then there's like a cliff or like a mountain or something in the background. But I just really enjoy how colorful that shit is.
If we're looking at the same one, the eye in Fire is a candle and it's lit. Because
it is.
Because
this cover
fire.
Is lit.
The cover is lit. The game is lit. The candle is lit.
Holy shit!
His bad guy's belt buckle is a monster's face.
That's cool, and he's got like big rings on his wrists, like the Yu-Gi-Oh series, where they have like to put the star chips or whatever. And you won't understand that reference.
I won't. I wasn't gonna say anything. I was like, I just had to believe him. He'd be making it up. This is one of those games. I gotta look up a screenshot before I say it. Breath of Fire 4 screenshot. Yes, this game looks nothing like the cover.
No, it's weird that they did that, but I mean,
no, that's good. I love it.
It's still a good looking game though. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going back to kind of, I played this game digitally, so I'm not sure what the real cover is, but one of the covers for Ico or Ico, I'm not sure how you pronounce it.
Oh yeah.
Is fantastic. I'm talking about the one where it almost looks like a painting more than a video game cover. I'm not even sure how to describe it. On the left side is like a big wall that takes up most of it, and then there's a bridge going out to a building that has a big what are those called? Windmill. Big windmill fan coming out to it, and then in the foreground is like just arches with a ladder going up it, And then in the middle, it's my tiny people. It's a boy with a sword pulling along a girl. They look more like stick figures than anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the shadows going across, and it just looks like a work of art. Like I said, more than a video game cover.
It looks like a Norman Rockwell painting. I don't.
Yeah.
Is that a good reference?
It's a good reference. I'm not sure if the art styles match.
I'm gonna Google Norman Rockwell painting. Well, damn, that dude looks decrepit. And wait, oh yeah, that his are all paintings of people actually. So
yeah, he's known for I think people with they really show their emotions. They're very, very emotional looking faces.
I made that reference.
Art experts, Tommy and Aaron, the
yes.
diehard of podcasts.
we're the diehard of art podcasts that also talk about video games. Speaking of dying hard,
oh stop!
The cover for Psychonauts is really cool.
Yeah,
because green's my favorite color, and there's just a shit ton of it. So the cover is, of course, you got the Psychonauts logo. It's just right there, Psychonauts, and then you got Raz. He's standing on a brain, and he's got a finger up to his temple, and then his other hand is pointed out like he's doing cool psychic stuff. And then in the background, there's just this cool fucking green swirl. There's a lime green, and then there's a darker green. And then in each I guess swirl, there's different people from different scenarios that you play through and shit like that. And the art style for that game was just super fucking cool. So one of my little favorite eye-catching bits about it was toward the bottom right, you'll see the robo dude with the big brain or whatever, I forget. And it's a cool cover. That would absolutely make me want to grab that game and buy it.
And I love that for Psychonauts 2, which came out more than a decade later, they basically kept the same theme. There isn't as much stuff in the background, but it's the same pose by Raz. It's got the green swirls in the background. It's just got one bad guy in the back. I'm glad that they that was the thing with Psychonauts 1 to 2 is they knew what made the game good and they kept it and just expanded on it.
I need to play those, goddammit. I'm gonna do that. After what am I even playing? Oh yeah, Wild Frost and Monster Train. Fuck.
Oh, you're never gonna be done with those.
No. I probably should just skip them for Psychonauts 1 and 2.
My last pick, because I kind of combined some that it just felt right in the moment.
That's fine.
This one is the most minimalist cover you could probably have, and it's the cover for Portal. It says Portal on the bottom, which is the name of the video game, and then it's got a stick figure and an arrow pointing down into a circle, which is the portal. That's it. The background's black, stick figure and circle is white, but that's all you need to know about the game. It's a game about portals, and there's a portal.
And a person going into it.
Yep. And that's one of the funnest things to do in the game is put a portal on the ground and jump into it and shoot out the other side.
Yeah, you're falling through portals forever, and it's just going faster and faster and faster.
Yeah, man, what a great game.
And you said that was your last one?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, that'll do it for me too.
That's it. We're done. We did it. When I Googled, I was looking for a list of best video game covers. I did not find those lists very good. Did you think they were good?
No, because a lot of the ones I found were pretty stupid. Ico was on a lot of them, and
that's the only one I took from the list.
Castlevania was the only one I took from some of those. The other ones were just lame. Let me look at one of those lists right now.
I saw Super Mario Bros., the original Super Mario Bros., and I'm like, that's not a good cover.
That's cool and all, but one of the lists that I found had Super Smash Bros. Ultimate at number 1, and that's cool. Oh, by the way, shout out to Red Dead Redemption's cover art. Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2, because they have that cool hand drawn art style on the front.
Yes, I would have picked those, but I talk about those games way too much.
Yeah, that's true. I tried really hard to not talk about. I really wanted to mention Grindstone, but I was like, nope. Can't do it.
It's been 15 episodes in a row. We can't make it 16.
Cannot.
But yeah, if you have covers that you like, tweet at us or send us an email at superpodsaga@gmail.com. or go. Gosh, what other places is it, Aaron? I always forget. You're so good at remembering.
Yeah, just go to superpodsaga.com. Literally all of our stuff is there. Our email is there as well too. Our Twitter, which is our main social media. And again, we have Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, but I forget to ever put anything on there. Occasionally I'll put like something on there. But our episodes are also on YouTube if you want to listen to us on YouTube, because they're doing that whole integration with putting podcasts on like YouTube Music and shit. So yeah, listen to us there if you want. And superpodsaga.com.
Yeah, and I guess what do you want to know what we're going to talk about next week?
Before you do that, I looked up one of these lists of like best video game cover art of all time. Some of these are kind of cool. Like Gradius, that's cool because there's like spaceships shooting at spaceships. But one of these had the original Legend of Zelda cover, and
I saw that one a bunch too.
That's dumb.
I'll describe it for the people.
Cool.
It's a brown background, and it's got, what is it called? A sigil, a seal.
Yeah.
4 corners. The top left is just dirt. I don't know what that is.
I think it's supposed to be like, it was like translucent or see-through, so you can see the card, like the sticker on the card or something.
Okay, that makes much more sense.
I think
it's got a key, a lion, and a heart, and its brown background says The Legend of Zelda. That's it.
Then it has just like the Nintendo stamp of approval, and the Nintendo Entertainment System includes invaluable maps and strategic playing tips, and like it's all right.
it's
Sonic
fine.
and Knuckles is in this. Like it's literally just Sonic and Knuckles, and it says Sonic and Knuckles. Like that's
so many of the lists just pick like games that people like, and we're like the covers though.
Welcome.
yeah. We're the voice of reason.
We are video gamerists.
We are the video games.
Yes. We're gonna have too many slogans by the end of this episode.
Eventually, whenever we do merch one day, it's just going to be, one of them is going to have to be all of our slogans, like the diehard of podcasts. They are video. It's just going to keep going and going.
Ooh, yes. Well, yeah. What is going to be our next topic?
Our topic next week, Aaron. We are finally going to do it. We've teased it enough, even though we probably haven't. But for me, it's been a tease. I want to talk about arcades. We need to have a big, long discussion about arcades and arcade games, and our feelings towards our arcades.
Let's do it. Yeah. Oh God. Oh, that's good. That's gonna be so good.
Yeah, I know. And could you imagine if one of us said something and the other person was like, "That's gonna be bad. I don't like it."
I don't know how I would feel if I was just like, we're gonna talk about this next week, and all I hear is Tommy just like, you're just like,
can we not?
Fine.
Oh man. So look forward to us talking about arcades next week and arcade video games, and I hope check us out on social media, and am I missing anything? I always feel like I'm forgetting something.
No, you do a great job of that. Yeah, check out superpodsaga.com. Consider becoming a patron because it's pretty cool, or joining our Discord.
Consume our content.
Yep. Eat us up. Num 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 num.
Num num. Okay, bye.
Bye.